Hey, Sierra Frost here from Invitation Wellness. I am doing something absolutely insane. It might be insane. And it just came to me, and I just have this energetic pull of you have to show up for this. I have no goal, I have no outcome, I have no reason why I'm deciding to do this. It just feels like me. And what it is I'm going to do 30 days of just going live and being completely all out in me, vulnerable and authentic. And as soon as I decided, I immediately, like in my body, like my posture went up and I was like, yes, this feels like me. And then suddenly the rest of my brain kicked in, trying to keep me safe, and all of these questions started coming up. Like, what will people think about me being vulnerable? Because I might come on here and be crying one day. I might come on here and say something that sounds childish or immature. Or what other judgments will other people have about this? What will happen if I do this? What if people start making comments that are unkind? What if my family sees it and they feel embarrassed about me? What if my friends are like, what are you doing? What if, like right now, my kitchen is not clean? I'm in the middle of making these like cheese cracker things, and I haven't showered. And what if people judge me? And what if I'm not entertaining on these videos? What if I say things that I think are funny that you don't think are funny, or I'm not funny at all, or I'm boring, or what length should the videos be? Will people watch me for that long? So all of these immediate questions that were all out of fear started coming up for me. But the purpose of doing this is, how much more of me could I be, and how much am I really hiding now? Because I'll be honest, I feel like I'm really vulnerable. I feel like I'm really authentic. If you have met me on Facebook or online or through my work in some way, I am the same person that you would meet if you met me at a theater show or a concert or a bar. That's who I am in everywhere and every facet of my life. I'm showing up the same way. And there's a piece of me that's asking the question, could you actually show up more? And here's why this happened. I've talked to exactly 7 people today, clients, friends, colleagues, and every single one of them brought up the idea of me being authentic and vulnerable, and how attractive that is to them. And I started thinking, okay, if this is the message I'm receiving all day long today, how can I be that even more? How can I show up even more? And the interesting thing with the Fly Life program that keeps happening is clients are talking to me about making decisions and feeling emotions and showing up in their business or in their relationships in ways of fear. I'm going to call them ways of fear. And it looks like those questions that just popped up for me when I thought about making unedited, live, vulnerable, authentic, naked in public videos. What if people judge me? What if I tell my partner that I actually want to be making this much money, or I actually want this other wedding that we weren't planning? What will my mother say if I decide I want to live in this state, or date this man, or go into this kind of work? It's all about what other people or other circumstances are telling us are rules. And fuck that. Fuck rules. I don't like them. If you know me at all, you understand that if I think of a rule and it feels true for me and aligned with me, then absolutely I will follow it, and I will allow that to guide me as long as it feels good in my heart. But as soon as that rule is like, hey, you need to be doing that, I'm like, no. If it doesn't feel good to my heart, I'm not going to do that, because that's not what the world is asking for. And this idea of us showing up for us is true and also bullshit. Because here's what happens. We all show up in whatever way in our life, throughout our lives. And it affects us and our life, but there's a bigger piece to that. What we create, the type of work that we put out there, the type of energy that we put out there, the type of personality that we put out there, all of these things affect everything around us. It affects me being present with me. It affects my relationship one-on-one with the people in my life. It affects the communities that I'm part of, whether that's kickboxing or running or yoga or singing or theater or, I don't know, spinning poi, all of these different hobbies that we have in communities that we're part of. And then beyond that, those communities affect their communities, and there's this whole, what people call, ripple effect that happens on the world. And so if I don't show up for what feels so powerful and so exciting and honestly scary, because exciting and scary are the same thing, I'm also not showing up for the entire planet. And who am I to say no to that? That's a much bigger purpose than who I am. And if there's a fear getting in and asking these questions of what if they judge me? What if they call me names? What if I'm not good enough or entertaining enough or valuable enough or pretty enough or rich enough or poor enough? Then is that a really good reason to not live fully? Is that a really good reason for me to not make videos for 30 days because you might judge me? Or is there a much bigger reason for me to be showing up? Because for every 10 people that might be judging me right now, there's probably at least one going, wow, I really needed to hear that. I really needed to have permission for me to show up fully and be who I am. Because it doesn't fucking matter what we do. It doesn't fucking matter what we do in life. You hear the phrase, we aren't human doings, we're human beings. It's not about the work that I do and the programs that I make. Yeah, they're awesome. Yeah, I love them. Yeah, I'm excited about them. But it's about how I show up every single day. What I decide is my choice. What I decide is worth my energy and how I want to be there. Who am I? Who am I today? Who am I right now? Really, really, truly. Because I'll be honest with you, again, I've felt authentic and vulnerable for years of my life. That's not something that I have a lot of fear around, and when I do have fear around it, I just go for it. It's something that I love. Vulnerability is a practice that I love. It's a hobby of mine. It's probably my number one hobby is practicing vulnerability. And it's also true that I feel like I could show up even more raw and even more of me. So that's what I'm committing to for the next 30 days, and I'm announcing it right now live so that you can all keep me accountable. And I don't know what's going to happen. This is my first part of being really vulnerable. I might end up at the end of these 30 days going, what the fuck did I just do? And why did I show the world all of these insecurities and all of these things that I really don't know that I want everybody to know? That could happen, right? It could happen that people judge me and I'm insecure and I allow it to hurt me. It could happen that I have crappy days and I still am committing to showing up and saying I'm having a crappy day. There's all kinds of things that, who knows? Who knows? But what I know is that the importance for me of showing up authentically and vulnerably and completely all in and giving other people permission to do the same is such a powerful value to me that the only answer I have to this is to say yes. Here I am, world, naked in public for the next 30 days. So if you get something out of this, go ahead and comment. Go ahead and say whatever comes to mind. What do you want to be more vulnerable about? Where in your life do you feel like you are kind of being you, but only you know there's that little tug on your heartstrings inside of you going, I think there's a little bit more in me. And what does that look like? And how could you show up in a way that's more fully you? So join me, share this, like the page and follow me if you want to see what other insane things I do for the next 30 days. And I am really, really excited and terrified to be going on this naked in public journey. Bye, guys.